them talk if they want to. Talk don't bother me. I want the whole wide world to...
And good evening and welcome to Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo.
And I'm Miss Joan Marie Musi.
And Eduardo Arrocha is our guest, and he's also known as Eek the Geek, E-A-K, and he works, used to work in Coney Island as a real geek, I guess, right? A freak?
Well, I guess a sideshow person.
Sideshow person.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
Glad to have you on. Well, that's an interesting life. Let's talk a little bit about your. Let's talk about the obvious. Everybody must. Does everybody who meets you like look in your face, look in your eyes, and say, "You have tattoos on your face"?
Well, yeah, actually, that's. Well, oftentimes they stare at me and then they say, "Did it hurt?" So that's usually what happens.
So those are.
That's the first thing. Did it hurt? And the question becomes so incredibly over redundant that it almost makes me want to sigh. It's well, yes, it hurt. You know, it's a tattoo, but that then when I try to explain to them that it altered my life immensely. I suddenly became a different type of person, and the views of regular society.
And how long did the whole process take?
Well, I'm still working on it. I am not in a great hurry because I'm quite superstitious, so I figure that by the time I get all filled up, it'll be the time to say goodbye, and I really want to be around for quite a bit longer.
So you're taking your time.
Yes, now I am.
So sort of like the Illustrated Man, it's got to keep going on and on.
On and on, yeah. And that's, I figure you don't want to fill in. I have friends of mine who fill in.
If I stare at one of the section of the tattoos, will I be transformed into a...
Maybe.
Transfixed.
Maybe. I mean, I think that some people have that experience because there's a lot of different little designs. There's a lot of different things on them, so they'll be staring, oh, I didn't know you had little spiders or little monsters or little infinity signs or zodiac signs or...
Looks like there's a lot of planets, stars.
Yeah, I'm really kind of in the whole universe thing.
Yeah.
Universal.
Right. So how did you start with the tattoos before or after?
Well, I actually began getting a lot of tattoos before I went to work in Coney Island.
By the way, that's you behind us, and you can notice, because you're wearing a blue shirt, we can see you through you.
Yeah, then laying on a bed of nails.
And, you're laying on a bed of nails.
Have somebody standing on top of me. That's what I used to do there. I actually I used to hop a lot. I used to go from city to city and never quite get situated in one particular place. So by the time I finally got to New York City, I realized that I did not know how long I was going to remain here. So I figured I'll tattoo my whole body, so next time I hop, I'll have something to carry with me. And unbeknownst to me at the time, I ended up settling into East Village and I guess becoming a real East Villager, or Alphabet Cityer, or Loisader,
sure.
Whatever the current term is.
Well, no, before it became, I guess, what they call now Village East.
Village East? That's an apartment complex, isn't it?
Well, no. They have this term now in the real estate ads, Village East.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that just kind of sounds
East
a little
Village is more like iffy than...
Iffy, a Village East, when you can rent a one-bedroom apartment for $2,700. So I'm before that, and that was a big change. So to me, that was an incredible...
Somebody's calling. You want to try and take a call? Usually they don't come so early.
Oh, yeah, sure.
8 seconds delay.
Yeah,
so
I'll take a call. Sure,
okay,
not a problem.
Right. So I'm telling the callers...
Turn your TV down.
Turn your TV down, yes.
Otherwise it's too confusing.
Okay, so, I don't know, let's try it now. You're on.
Hello?
Hello, yes, good evening.
Please speak up a little louder and remember you're on delay.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
So, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted
Go ahead.
to ask a question to the men with the tattoos.
Okay.
Just wanted to know if you ever feel like you're being judged because of the amount of
Well, what did he say? I didn't hear
Yeah, I
There's
feel
a
like,
woman, and she said, "Do you ever feel like you're being judged?"
Well, I live with being judged constantly. I remember when I went to law school, people judged me quite a bit for the first couple of days, and then they figured, well, he's an intelligent guy, so they quit judging me, and then I realized I hated law school, so I left law school. But but I realized that as soon as people got to know me, even there, they did stop judging me, as they figured I was an intelligent human being. I do get stopped by the police oftentimes in places like Nebraska and Texas when I'm driving through and I get profiled. I understand where they're coming from because they're not used to seeing people like me, but that is just something I have to live with, and I think I deal with it quite well for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead, caller. Anything else?
make a call, please hang up.
Okay, that's it. She's on. Okay, we'll
thanks
drop
for
it.
calling.
Thanks for that. That was very
Thank you for
interesting
calling.
conversation.
Good question.
Yeah, it was a great question. So make your calls. Remember, it's an 8-second delay. So give us a little break.
Now,
and turn on
Eduardo,
your
where
TV.
did you grow up? What part of the country?
Well, I actually grew up in the suburbs of Mexico City. My mom's American and my father's Mexican. My mom's from Newark, New Jersey, actually, and she went down to Mexico to study for a graduate program, and she met my father, who chased her down, and they got married, and they're divorced now, but out came I and my brother, and I think that as a child I spent a lot of time visiting my grandparents, so we'd come in here, so I always wanted to live here because of the exposure I had to it, so I guess I made that wish come true.
Mm-hmm. And you lived in the southwestern United States.
Yeah, I lived in Albuquerque for a number of years. I actually was very much into the hardcore scene out there.
Mm-hmm.
Slam dancing and hardcore, and I still like hardcore quite a bit, but I also like opera and classical music quite a bit. So even to go back to the woman's question, oftentimes people will judge me of something, and then they'll find out, oh, he goes to the opera. It was really funny when I went to the opera, and all these people, you go to the opera, and why not? So I try to think myself as a goodwill ambassador against judgmentalness, perhaps a lack of a better word.
Sure. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Now, we have another call. We could give it another shot. I think some folks are really interested. Yes, you're on. Please remember there's a delay.
Hello?
Hello? You have a question? That was a funny question?
No, it's just like weird sounds.
Okay. Try again?
We're not getting any.
We're not getting anything. Sorry.
conversation.
Yeah, the delay sometimes freaks people out, and they don't realize there's a delay there. So next time you call, remember it's an 8-second delay.
I guess it was a kind of like a pause from outer space, you know.
Right. That occurs at times. So Eduardo, tell us a little bit, or Eek, tell us. Let's start. So you come here to New York. You settle in the East Village.
Yeah.
You become an East Villager. You go out to Coney Island and get a job?
Well, no, I actually began working. I was a vendor in Midtown, and I think that what I consider to be my primary interest in life is writing and collecting stories and histories of where I'm at. The first time around I was in college, I was an anthropology major. I never finished, but but I figured it was mainly because of a real curiosity of seeing what other people did or what they were like, and also the fact that I'm half Mexican, half American. I'm multicultural. I don't come from any particular religion. I always felt somewhat of an outsider, so because of that, I felt I was looking in. So that really piqued my curiosity to observe. So I never really had an intention to go work in Coney Island. It was more, what's going on here? How do I observe this? And obviously I got drafted into working there eventually and performing, but before that I was more into poetry readings and bands. And
Now, we talked a little bit before about that we have a mutual friend that also worked in the Sideshow in Coney Island, Katie Dearlum.
Oh,
who I
Katie,
worked with.
she was very nice.
A fantastic person. I worked with her as an actress in Ethel Eichelberger plays, and she also worked in the Sideshow, and I know she sang,
Oh, she was such a good singer, and she would. At that time, I was selling tickets in the Sideshow. I really was not working inside. I was working outside, and we were still on the boardwalk. And it was the most amazing thing on the boardwalk. It was very beautiful, very surreal, and it was this play of light and sand and sounds and people. And inside, it would be really interesting to see how Katie would moon the audience and come out as this very big, I'm fat, I'm the fat lady, and then sing this beautiful song that almost put people go into tears, and she would put so much into it, and it was just one of those moments in life that you really felt blessed to have worked with that person. I used to love the way she would give me a ride home, and she had this very small car, and this guy would come, and he would go to the parking lot, and he would pick her up, and she would get in the car, and the little car would go way down, and then I'd get in the car, and then she would drop me off. She was living in the West Village at the time, and she'd drop me off there, and then I'd find my way home, and I'd have these very interesting conversations with her on the way back home.
Well, she's also very well educated.
Yes,
person,
quite so,
yeah.
quite so, very intelligent, very intelligent. Good conversation. Actually, I think that you find people, not everybody, but sometimes people who work in carnivals or sideshows, or they tend to be rebellious and somewhat on the plus side of curiosity. So they're well read, and they're well educated, and they have a rounded interest.
Exactly, yeah.
And most of them really do not like talking about what they do on the show, because it becomes redundant. It's sort of a guitar player talking about his guitar licks with another guitar player all the time when he just finished reading a really good book. He probably wants to talk about the really good book. So.
Right. But we still have to ask you about stuff like lying on a bed of nails.
Oh, the way that happened, and that's another thing. I remember the last time.
Because is that a trick or?
No, it's all physics. And I remember the last time I had an article written about me, I had so much hate mail about that. People just saying, "Oh, well, anybody can do it," and I never say that people can't do it. But as a performer, and you're an actor. A bed of nails is a prop. Obviously, I put up to half a ton on my stomach, so not everybody can do that. But let's sort of look beyond that and see the words and the actions that accompany it. And to me, it was basically some form of a tool to use as an extension of what I was trying to tell the audience, and then get the audience involved in it.
Right.
It wasn't just laying on a bed of nails, because you don't just do something. It has to have a meaning, and it's part of that beginning, middle, and end of storytelling.
Having a show.
Of having a show, of being part of a show.
Right.
What was the show around the bed of nails? What was the beginning, middle, and end?
Well, I would have come out as being Eek the Geek, which was this rather strange character who used to bite the head off chickens, and now I'm probably going to have a lot of people wondering, did he or didn't he? I've had people, use your imagination. It's theater. And then I would transform it to being this everyday man. I would go into, well, I am immune to pain because of this and that, of the tattoos, and I've traveled. And a lot of it is true. I have traveled all over, and I do have a very high pain threshold. No, I'm not immune to pain. And then sort of at the end of my act, when I'd have the audience members stand on my stomach, and I say stand, not step on, because you don't step on people. You stand on somebody's stomach.
So you got someone from the audience?
Yeah, like really big people, sometimes bigger than me, and it was sort of this audience catharsis. So you have a few people from the audience, and at that point, it's as if everybody in the audience was taking part in the act. You obviously can't have everybody from the audience, so it was a very kind of interesting dynamic that you would have with the public.
Some people would think, I'm going to hurt you, oh my God. And
Those are the people that you wanted to avoid.
Let me do it.
Well, the people that want to hurt you have to avoid, and the people that really want to do it too much, you got to avoid, because there is a certain kind of macho quality that certain people can...
People are out to prove something.
When they hit the bell, when they try and hit the bell, they get like crazy about it.
They try to hurt you or jump on you, and I'm you're a pain-proof man. Let me jump on you.
Right, they're trying to prove
Oh,
something.
yeah. And the worst, the funniest, actually, well, one of the strangest, now I laugh in it, was some guy standing on my stomach with his girlfriend and his cell phone rings and he picks out his cell phone and begins to have a conversation on his cell phone and
In the middle of your act.
and on my stomach. So that was like, okay.
Wow. Did that cause like pain to like? Did you feel?
No, it felt more kind of a bit of an emotional pain as,
Yeah.
man, why did I pick this guy? This is
Right,
just
wrong
like,
choice.
wrong choice. It's like, at least be into it a little bit.
So it's basically your weight is spread
Yeah, it's
over all the
physics.
dots.
It's
Yeah.
physics, and it was basically, as I said, a prop to be able to do the act. I did get irritated back after doing 12, 13 shows a day, and I remember St. Gennaro doing 54 shows in a day one year.
The
But
San Gennaro
Wow.
Festival, you used to do it down there?
no, I did one year, and oh my gosh, it was like so. Pardon me, but it's there is a certain amount of stress that you put your body in, and I guess as a performer, you're constantly moving, so there is injuries that are involved.
It's so like when they talk about professional wrestling not being real. Yeah, right. Try it. And
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
know a
maybe
few
it's not
professional
real,
wrestlers. It's
but
choreographed that it's real.
But it's
yeah,
still
right.
a lot
Choreographed, but it's
of
real.
a very athletic experience.
I mean, pro football is not choreographed, but I guess it's. I don't know. I think pro wrestlers hurt themselves probably as much as pro football players, if
They're
not
always,
more. You know, that's
complaining about their injuries.
yeah, they're
I'm
falling
sure,
off,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I mean, I think that anybody who works on stage is going to complain at some point about their injuries. because,
Dancers, for
dancers-
example, injure
dancers,
themselves constantly.
Actors.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think just the whole fact that you're moving your body and you're utilizing your body and you're going through repetitive motion so much, it just has to take a toll.
Right.
So how about the changes at Coney Island? I mean, did that drive you out? Did you feel
No, I think that what happened in Coney Island is, for me, is I worked there for 15 years, and after 15 years,
Oh, that's a good run.
it was a really good run, and I feel that as everything in life, you have to know when to let it go.
Right.
And I had to let it go, or else I would have. It got very hard to not be able to enjoy a Sunday in Tompkins Square Park. and everybody who knows me in East Village knows that I'm one of these people who loves to hang out in Tompkins Square Park.
No,
And to not-
there.
Yeah, I like sitting there with my bright orange shirt, and talking to everybody. I love talking to people. And to not be able to enjoy a weekend in Tompkins Square Park during the summer, or going to Central Park, or going on a trip. So as every kind of job, when you do it a long time, you can feel that you've become stuck. And having done the same act consistently for a number of years, I felt I had nowhere to breathe. I was more interested in going back to writing my poetry and my stories. And
Well, let's talk a little bit about your poetry. What kind of a style would you say you
Yeah.
have?
I don't know what kind
How
of
about-
style, but
How about just reading us some? Where
yeah,
we
sure.
have a few minutes
Let's
left
see,
on
a few minutes left.
Yeah.
And that's it's interesting. I have so many notebooks and just I don't know, just thousands of notebooks. It's very, very strange how much I write. I spend most of my
And is it predominantly poetry? or
yeah.
you write-
Well, actually, lately I've been getting a lot into prose for some strange reason. That just I actually have a hard time. I tend to mix up letters and numbers and that's why I would write in this very quick fashion where I wouldn't go into long sentences. But once I learned how to use a computer, which took me a short amount of time, I was able to. It seems to be that a different center in my brain operates it, so I'm able to write in long phrases and use adequate punctuation and yet when I get off the computer and try to write shorthand, it's so
Right.
A lie, you vanish like a shadow at noon, like unfinished poems strewn around the living room, like hours waiting next to the telephone, like a faceless voice on the answering machine, like trees burning, a smoke screen, a tantalizing prayer, the song behind a reef, with coral sharp waiting eagerly for kiss. of hull, of a sinking ship, of a dream that's lost, and the past part of a handshake turning into thin air, a loss. The love of the night, sun painful on betrayal, tattooed skin, sleep, sleep, escape from lunar eclipse, observed from high mountains, hideaway, dry ocean of it once held aquatic life, now fossilized in dry stone. Come to me, a child, scared, curled in the corner, trying to make it go away. Come to me, I will love you until the break of day, until you close your eyes and fade away into the fondness of subway songs.
Beautiful.
All right.
Nice.
So that's one little poem.
So there's the geek. All right.
Well, no, yeah, you know.
But it's funny because, you know, people might have this one-dimensional view. Somebody who works in Coney Island, and obviously there's a lot more to it.
Well, yeah, the one-dimensional view, they think I'm a druggie, and I'm not. They think I'm a drunkie, and I'm not. And
Just because you have tattooed on your face?
well, because, you know, it's like, we all hang out in the East Village, and we're part of this very intense intellectual scene where...
Right. So you don't use drugs now? You don't use
alcohol?
No,
nothing. Nothing at all. And for many years, over 20 years. But you know, we do live in a certain area where we have to come prepared for the argument. So if you're hanging around in the middle of the East Village, where we mostly hang out in our spare time, you don't want to come and discuss the Constitution unless you've read the Constitution. You don't want to come and discuss literature unless you've read that book. You don't want to come and just blabber. So people might have this very one-dimensional view of me, but don't come unprepared to the table. Don't come, and oftentimes perhaps it's because, you know, if you're hanging around you have the crusties that have the drug problems, and some of them have tattoos on their face, some of them don't. But don't assume that everybody who looks we look different. Don't assume things. It's like assuming like a certain group is all the same, a certain race is all the same, or for a certain group of people. Every group has personalities, individuals. Everybody in this world is very unique. Everybody's a human being.
Eduardo, speaking of unique, we went through a whole thing a few moments ago, where we actually got a hold of a light bulb.
Oh, I'll eat a little piece of it. But I have to find a way to break it. It's always so hard to break it.
Oh, how do you do that? Yeah, what is the prepreparation for something
No, I just
like
need a little
this?
hammer, you know.
Oh.
You know, a little hammer would be good. You know, a little something, you know.
I don't really know if I have a hammer or keys.
You know, because...
We're so poorly
I have a
prepared.
cell phone. You can bang
If
it
you
with my
step
cell
on
phone.
it, you're married, right?
Well, yeah, but I am married to who right now? There's no candidates, you know.
Okay, now you're about to...
They're going to have to clean this up, man.
I won't warn them.
Oh, yeah, please warn them.
Yes.
Whoops. You know, and this is not what I used to do in the show, but I saw people doing it, like, quite a bit. So I figured, you know, as they did it, I sort of looked and observed and
learned how to
learned how to do it. So sometimes people ask me to do it on a dare, and I always get a kick of it. And I don't want to make it look bad, because the real glass eaters are a lot better than I am. But I do know how to eat glass a little bit. For example, you bite it. Oh, you mush it down.
Do you actually swallow it, or you? Oh.
I'm mushing it. It tastes just like glass. Can you hear it?
I can hear it, definitely. I saw it go in. I saw him take a bite out of it, and I can hear him crunching it.
Oh, that's one of the creepiest things you can do. Oh, wow, I wish I had gotten some water.
Oh, we should have brought water.
Oh, my God. There you go, folks.
All right.
Right here on Let Them Talk. First, let them talk. A guest ate a light bulb.
A little piece of a light
A little
bulb.
piece of a light bulb.
Woo, that was intense.
A bigger
It was
piece than I wanted to.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh man, my dentist does not like me one bit.
I bet he does object to that.
Wow, Eduardo Arrocha. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
and then look at there's a little bit of powder there. We're gonna have to get them to clean it. Careful,
We'll
careful.
vacuum it
Yeah.
out.
Well, just in case
Document the powder.
anybody might doubt, here is part of the light bulb.
And I've got little fragments of glass on my tongue.
Oh my God. And we've actually got a little bit of the glass on the floor, so I'm going to have to sweep
We'll
that
clean that
up
up,
for the
don't
next
worry,
show. We'll
yeah.
take care of that. That was pretty amazing.
I'm surprised that we haven't got any more phone calls here.
Did you think
I
that
think
would
they're
bring
in
one
shock.
on, right?
Anybody who has a question or
Yeah,
a comment for
A few more
Eduardo?
minutes before I
Here is somebody on. Let's give it a shot.
before I take the subway home.
Okay. You're on.
Hello?
Remember, there is delay, so turn out your... Yes.
Well, that's his sound
That's
effects.
That's the effect he had. Thank you for that, caller. So if anybody, we got a couple more minutes. If you have a real question, I mean, I would have some questions right now if I was watching this. So there's somebody else. Let's give it one more shot. Hi, you're on.
Is it the groaner?
Hello? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, that was amazing what he did. I really like that.
Oh, all right. It's a fan.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Oh,
fan.
thank you. That's always
Very
nice to
nice.
see that people
All right.
enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
You know, and
They
appreciate
enjoyed it. They
it.
definitely enjoyed it. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Hopefully, I'll come to one of my readings or
yeah,
one of my.
tell us when people can. If people can.
You know, it's, people
out
can
more.
always find me on Facebook under Edward Arrocha. I also encourage them to read my little thing. I'm in the process of developing a blog because I write consistently. I write a lot.
And you'll announce on your Facebook page if you have
Yeah.
a reading or something so people can come see
I
you.
also
Those
chronicle.
Those aren't potato chips he's eating, by the way.
He's just munching on what's left over.
And I
They
oh my
might
God,
sound like potato chips.
yeah, no,
but
they're not.
They're not.
And I chronicle a lot of the East Village life. I'm an avid chronicler of the things going on in the neighborhood. I have a lot of photos up right now on my right now, for example, one of the things I've been doing is I've been taking pictures of people sleeping. So I've had this whole sequence of people sleeping in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
so
One more call. We've got a few seconds.
Yeah.
You're
bring it
on. Go ahead. Quickly.
Yes, I want to ask a question. Do they still have the sideshows in Coney Island?
I don't know if I could you guys hear that?
No.
No. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, thank you so
Well,
much.
okay. Well, thank you so much. Have a great
Okay.
night. And Edward Arrocha on Facebook, please look me up. I'd love to talk to you all. Have a great day and a great night.
And we'll
All
see
right,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.